I did what if. I just haven't been. I only can do it like once a day. Even sometimes I can't. My head hurts, and I just want to do a video today. I was gonna make videos yesterday, but I wasn't able to because of my allergies. For some reason, I never had allergies growing up at all. Until now, whenever I'm in like, it's, my pollen allergies never came up until now, and they're not that bad, but now I have some kind of cat allergy, even though I grew up with cats my whole life. And so, if my cat lays on me, I start sneezing and dying to death. So that's why I was not able to make a video yesterday. Like, my allergies are just coming up. Not too long ago, I started feeling them. My mom said something about how her allergies didn't come up until she was older, too, but it's whatever. I just solved the mystery of what that beep was. Not the beep, not the high-pitched beep. Oh my god, it's back. Okay, I'm gonna deal with it. Okay, hopefully the beep does not come back. Apparently, it was the beep to our freezer on the porch next to me. And that somebody left it open, I don't know how long ago. But now I hear that beep. That's my fire and like smoke detector. So yeah. Even though that one doesn't happen often, like every once, like 5 minutes maybe. But yeah, hopefully the beep does not come back. But last time I remember, I did leave this off when I was about to go to the USJ. So I'm just gonna cut to that because nothing really happens on the bus ride. And there's no point really mentioning it because the bus ride was literally 10 seconds of talking. It was mostly just Froppy being smart and being like, your power's just like all light. And so, yeah. So, they would get to the USJ when they would meet 13. Or Rocco would fangirl. And everything goes similar. And this is whenever the Nomu would attack. Or the villains, really, but it was mostly based off the Nomu because none of their powers or any villains there were very important. And was just introduced in Shigaraki, which most people think he was just a dumb villain and all that by then. So yeah. But, so, the class would be told to stay back and let the pro heroes fight. But Deku talks to him very quickly, explaining to him that his quirk is not very good in a huge battle like this. So I'll back you up. And this is whenever everybody sees him throw his, or open up his briefcase, and he would unload a sniper rifle kind of thing right here. That's on his back. And he would reach out his hand, and he would fling himself, like Spider-Man, up to the roof of the USJ, and he would make his own platform. And he says that he'll just back him up from here. But, so, he would just do all the snipering until he would see Kurogiri. Sorry, the beeping came back and had transfer boxes since they got wet from the ice melting on top. But okay. So he would back up, as Alba, but he would see it as Kurogiri would try to teleport everybody. Whenever he sees this, he would shoot Kurogiri, hitting him in the side. Kurogiri seeing him, but he would teleport all of them there while taking down 13. But this is whenever Deku would get ready, and he would create those like those spider leg things, like how Spider-Man's like Iron Man suit thing it was, and he'll launch himself downwards. Whenever he's down there, he would be just shooting down villains left to right. Anytime they get close and smacking them away, and he'd be heading to the closest spot where any of them are, and that'd be the water area, which would kind of put him in a disadvantage with his chains, but he would fling himself over with them, stabbing into the boat and attaching to it, swinging around it, twirling himself and kicking the villains off of it. Eventually he would jump on the boat, and he would be face to face with Froppy and Moneta. Moneta would be freaking out, and so would Froppy, but not like on the Moneta level. And he's gonna say that we're gonna leave, as he would pick up Moneta, put him on his shoulder, and Froppy would jump as he holds her, and they swing themselves across the water. Of course, the villains would chase after them on land, but Deku would just swing his chains around, which would smack and cut them away, and he would capture them by putting them in a cage. And if they tried to escape it, the cage would only get smaller, where they can't move an inch, or they'll just burn themselves. But whenever he does this, you see as Zawa would be being rushed by some big giant mutant court guy, and Deku would try to shoot him with his revolver in the face, try to knock him out. But you see as it would hit against the Nomu, since the Nomu is very strong, and I guess it did have pretty fast speeds, but to me, I don't think the Nomu was that fast. It was just more of a strength-based and absorption-based. But it would hit the Nomu, but what would happen is a smack against him, but the Nomu would just absorb the shock, making it where the bullet would just fall off of him. And I'm pretty sure absorption would be able to do that, since the bullet is not like a knife, and all the pressure behind it would be absorbed by the Nomu, so it would only kind of prick it if it was a piercing bullet, I guess, like if you shot knife. It would only stab into it barely, since it would lose all its strength as soon as it touches him. But Nomu would look over at Deku, and it would go rushing towards him. It's back. I'm about to fight this thing. Hopefully that doesn't happen again. But Nomu would charge at Deku. Deku would put up his chain defense, but the Nomu would blow through that. And Deku would see this and try to hold off the Nomu by trapping it in chains, as Deku would sling himself into the air backwards, as the Nomu would move around, burning away all of its flesh while being trapped, and rip one of his arms out, and he would run forward with the other one, with his other one being took off. Kind of like Berserk, I guess, guts running and all that. But its arm would regenerate as it charged towards Deku. as the Nomu punches through his defense and rips off his arms. And yeah, I record this because I cut off the video thing, the audio, on accident. So yeah. But after the Nomu rips off its arm and charges towards Deku, Deku would launch himself high into the air, and Nomu would jump towards him. But Deku would shoot out his chains, piercing it through its chest, and would flip around it, as Nomu would crash straight into the top of the building, standing there regenerating while it's getting burnt from Deku's chains. Of course, the Nomu would grab onto the chains and sling himself towards Deku. But while he does this, Deku would use his chains to his advantage since he can manipulate them, and he would have connected the chains to the ground from his hand, stabbing into it, sending the Nomu and locking one of his arms to the ground. Of course, this won't last long since the Nomu would probably rip off his hands to get to Deku. But Deku would take off a large amount of chains into a sort of big spear with a big tip, launching it towards the Nomu, and he would pierce through its chest with all the chains spreading around, and it would cut through the Nomu's chest and rip it open. But the Nomu would pretty much go through this, come up onto Deku, and would punch him, crushing Deku into the ground. But at the same time, Deku would open up his eyes, and he would breathe fire for a second, as his chains would start heating up, turning into blue flames, as Todoroki and everybody sees the flames ignite the area around Deku. And to what Aizawa witnesses is Deku swinging his chains, hitting against the Nomu, severing it in half, slinging its body everywhere. As Deku's sweating, but every time he does sweat, it would be evaporated. And this is when Aizawa would turn off the Nomu's quirk, severing it from regeneration and absorption, as Deku would tear into it, burning it into ash. And Deku would overheat and pass out, slamming into the ground, while Shigaraki would be like, he's cheated, blah blah blah, blase blase. You know, the routine of how he does it in main canon. And you could argue that the Nomu would still regenerate after that, even if I'm not sure. It's your opinion, if you guys really care, but either way, the Nomu would not come back from this. He would take a while to regenerate from one cell. So yeah, it doesn't matter because All Might would get there and do the same thing, or he can end it here. It's your choice. It doesn't really matter. But yeah. So everybody would be picked up and all that. Shigaraki and all them leaving the other villains. That's whenever all the other heroes would come and take down them with Aizawa since... Wait, no. Yeah, Aizawa was not attacked since Deku shot the Nomu and distracted it before it could hit Aizawa. But Deku did suffer broken ribs from the punch, and maybe a broken shoulder, and probably from the punch from the Nomu directly. And so he'll be out for the count for a month, all the way up to, the sports festival. But I'm going to connect these audio parts together, and I'm just going to put it out already. And see you guys later.